I'm explaining to Ernest some information, some downloads and light codes that I received after my meditation. So y'all kind of jumping in the middle of it, but please get a pen and paper. You might want to jot this down, because I don't know what I'm about to say, but I know it's going to be good and needed, something we've been calling for. So the apocalypse, the war of Gog and Magog, the war between iron being mingled with clay, all of those things are happening inside of the human body. And it's also happening out in the cosmos with the galaxies. That's why the galaxies are changing. That the whole Star Wars thing. Wars always manifest as above, so below. First supernatural, spiritual, then physical. And so a lot of us are having allergies, sinuses. Like if you start counting how many times you clear your throat a day, you will be amazed. And you know without a shadow of a doubt that you have not had to clear your throat that many times a day ever in your life. So what's happening is the beings who are here that took up seats of leadership, the world investment bankers, the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati, the people who run all the head corporations, the people who produce Heinz, the people who produce almost all of the food that we receive, Monsanto, all of these people are inhabited by malevolent beings who are against the spiritual ascension happening to take us out of the matrix. So everything that they've been doing with the food wasn't necessarily to make us sick. It was to put us in a low vibration where sickness and all types of entity attachments, possessions, and demons, parasites would be attached to us. That's the legion that's coming to the earth. That is the locust and the scorpion with hair like men. They're letting you know that these people are venomous, but they have the appearance of men. That was the whole breakdown of what the scorpion really means. That's good. So the war we've been looking for, the World War III to break out, the people who make money off of war, these same people, they have been trying to start a war, and they can't even start the war. Cut it down just a little. They can't even start the war. So, excuse me. I had to clear my throat, people. Let me clear my throat. Anyway, maybe this song meant something deeper. So if you find yourself going through this, know that the war is happening inside of you. The war that they've been trying to create, it's been popping off with us in the Middle East. It's been popping off with the wars in Africa. We've been having some civil wars break out, but it has not been a World War III like everybody has been looking for. It's not coming. For those of us who are ascending spiritually, growing, learning to know thyself, learning to be associated with our angels, our spirit guides, our own selves, our inner child, the shadow, dark parts of ourselves we don't like, and working those things out of us and finally dealing with them and facing them. For those of us doing that spiritual work, that is the teachings of Christ right there. The teachings of Christ was all about opening the third eye. That's why he talked about the eye, no S on the end. That you think is light, but it's really darkness. Oh, how deep that darkness goes. And so if you really look at that, what is the deepest darkness? Space is the deepest darkness. And so, but we know that there are bodies of light out in space. So this is just a duality thing. And we've been taught to look at everything as left, right, good, bad. And it's not like that. Nature's not like that. It's a balance, and it's a mixture of many things. Some things that seem bad and some that seem good. But nature has to have that in order for it to flow. The same way man and woman. Sometimes characteristics of the man seem bad and the woman seem bad too. But together we're able to grow and we're able to flow and learn to be fluid and move like nature and nurture each other and change and get better with time. So we have to come out of that way of thinking so that we can come fully into the understanding of this. And so because the human body is being glorified, we're receiving that glorified body now. And when they say in the twinkling of an eye, and some people like, well, I've been having ascension symptoms and ascension flu and all of these symptoms and pain and stuff in my body for like since 2012. But the quickening don't mean that it was going to be fast. Look how long it took us to get to where we are now. So now we're having to be purged of the food, because they've been poisoning us. These malevolent beings have been poisoning us to keep us trapped in the matrix, because they feed off of the energy of the soul. And the energy of the soul, they can't recreate. They've tried. And so they have to keep us trapped in the matrix in order to feed off of the energy of our souls and constantly forcing us into reincarnation. So our will has been enforced upon at some point, but because as a baby, once you start talking, now you can't even remember what was going on in the womb and prior to and coming down. And once you start talking again, that side of your brain shuts off. You have some children that remember, but it's rare that children remember their past lives and what happened coming into the womb and all of that. So the whole goal, people like, man, these people just trying to kill us with all this food and stuff. No, they don't want to kill us, but they definitely want to keep us in a state where we will be an eternal supply of energy for them. So, and if anybody wants supernatural, you remember when Castiel had gathered all of those souls, because he was trying to fight the war of the apocalypse. He gathered all of those souls into himself. And you remember Castiel, he became like God at that point. He had a lot of power, but he had a lot of negative symptoms. And he couldn't take it anymore. And Castiel was going to die on supernatural, trying to hold all of those souls in there. And that's what it's like. We the souls that's been held in, and now we breaking free. And so they've been trying to manipulate the war. They even shooting black men and choking Sandra Bland and severing spines. Like that's such extreme stuff that they've been doing to black people. And, you know, shout out to the people who think black people and white people are completely the same, because we're not there. But, you know, maybe we'll be there one day. We're not right now. And if you look at what's happening in the world, it proves that. So we're just going by facts right now. We're not going by where we want to be. We want to have peace and unity and harmony, but we ain't there yet, y'all. So let's not acknowledge what black people have went through and still go through. And let's please not minimize those things, because if you are doing that in your own our channel, you're going to hinder your own growth by doing that. There must be compassion for people who have been oppressed more than yourself. Okay. PSA, I guess I had to get that out. That was important. So with that being said, now that our sinuses and stuff won't stop running, that's great, because the nanos that they put in us to program the matter, programmable matter, that's what nanotechnology is. They put that in there, but guess what? It's the villain to black matter. It's the villain to black matter. It was their way of stopping what black matter, which is the matter of the cosmos that's inside of us, that's changing us, that's activating our light body, and all of a sudden making us aware of our chakras and aware of our breath and conscious eating and eating as if we're feeding divinity inside of us, treating our body as truly a sacred temple. All of those things were the teachings of Jesus. If you really think about it, that's what it was about. Those were metaphysical teachings. And so with that being said, the nanos trying to program us, but the black matter, the light codes from the cosmos trying to program us too. And so this is the great war. This is the mingling of iron and clay again, with the nanos, iron, metal, and it's inside of us. They've been spraying us with it and putting it in our food. Everybody got it. Every human on this earth has this, and it's manifesting in different ways. So the war we waiting on not gonna happen. It's inside of us. Now, this new pandemic that's supposed to break out, and I've been really pushing in for information about this, because I really don't want people to have to suffer if they don't have to. The information that I received from Gabriel, Sekhmet, and Nefertum. So, you know, Nefertum is Sekhmet's son, and Nefertum is the energy that inhabits people who learn about herbs and even desire to learn about herbs and use them for healing. That's who Nefertum is. You know, energies were given personalities, traits of people for us to understand. So don't think of those names as actual persons. Those are energies. And if you don't know quantum physics, you're not going to know how to explain each and every energy either. And so the best way that you can describe the energy's movement is by giving it a character of a person or animal. So that's what's up with the gods and deities and stuff looking like animals mixed with humans and all of that. It's simple. So with that being said, Nefertum has been teaching me about herbs. Gabriel is my guardian angel who assists people in healing, and he's a messenger. And Sekhmet, she is the mother of healing, and she also brings justice, which assists Mayat in returning balance on earth, which were happening. So all three of them had never came to me in a meditation before, and they were all surrounded me. And I asked them, I'm trying not to worry about this, because I know that whatever you think about the most, you will begin to create. And the more you think about it, the more you build on that foundation. So I'm trying not to think about this flu pandemic. I'm trying to think about the fact that I know that they're already running trial runs and spraying this stuff on us today. Today is October 7th, 2018, people. What can I do? Because this is supposed to kill a lot of people. They're not putting this one out to make you sick. They're putting this one out for deaths. Okay? Deaths. Every night that I've been going to sleep since I got that light code, I've been like, what can I do? What can I do? Finally, I got an answer. So simple and clear. Charcoal. Get some charcoal. Charcoal is not expensive. Get some charcoal. Make sure it's the right kind. Read the reviews on the best brands. Choose for yourself. Y'all, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not here giving y'all medical advice. I'm just giving y'all what came to me in the meditation, and the rest is up to you to decide for your own self what's best for you. He says, use the charcoal. Take 1 to 2 teaspoons of charcoal with some water. Stir it up. Swish, drink it. Swish it in your mouth. Drink it down. He says, take a little charcoal, rub it inside your nose if you're having to go outside. That's going to act as a filter to assist the nose. And also use golden seal. Take some golden seal every day throughout this quote-unquote flu season, especially. It's okay after 7 days of taking it. You can stop for 3 to 7 days and start back, because the way herbs work, they accumulate, and so too much of anything can be bad. Okay. So look up the therapeutic doses of that. If you're sick right now, you might want to do the therapeutic dose. If you're not sick right now, you might want to just do a maintenance dose. So y'all look that information up for yourselves, what the doses are, and you decide what's best for you and your family. Make sure that you're not allergic to golden seal. You can rub some on your arm or your skin, and you can also research, you can research other ways of checking to see if you're allergic to a typical some type of herb that maybe you've never used before. So just take those precautions, y'all. But let me get back into the message so that I don't get lost. So, okay. So with all of this going on, with the CDC, the black CDC doctor, he happened to be black. He had some information, and that information was gonna interfere with the malevolent beings and what they're trying to unleash on us, okay, this season, inside the flu shot and what people are calling Chem flu, which is when they put this same stuff inside the sky. And me and Ernest did a video last year about how they've been spraying us with blood. If you didn't know about that, go back and check that video out, how chemtrails has blood in it. It's on our channel. Plenty of evidence for everything we give. So that's how you can protect yourself and your family. And so with the doctor coming up dead, right? They found him in the river. Then you got the black guy who is suing Monsanto, who is dying, right? So for the first time, we went from having black men just being shot live on Facebook, on TV, and they just played it all day long, every day. You had to look at every time you cut the TV on, every time the radio was on, they talking about it. It was so much negative energy centered around the black man. And it's just been so much abuse to the black man, and the way they make y'all image look in the media and stuff. Our benevolent assistance realizes all of this and is changing this. And so there's no coincidence. It takes a lot of courage to work with the CDC for as long as you have the opportunity to go higher, and you're still willing to take a chance to release some information because you feel it's for the sake of humanity. That is bold and courageous what that man did, and he lost his life for it. So this information coming through this meditation is very important that we receive this, because he lost his life for us to get this information. And even though they tried to stop it, you can't stop God. You cannot stop Source, the Creator. And so that information is still available, and it's coming through meditations. And I am not the only one. I may be one of the first ones, but I am not the only one that's getting these light codes, how we can protect ourselves. Monsanto never been sued before and won on this level. So all this stuff been in the media constantly. Look what's happened with Bill Cosby. And I'm not saying he's innocent, but I'm saying this war is manifesting on many different levels. Many different levels. And for anybody out there who thinks that there isn't a powerful white man that has raped plenty of black women, if you think that, something is wrong with you. But can you think of one white man who was tried? Ooh, especially, just wait till you get up in age. We know this been going on. We ain't gonna say nothing. We're gonna wait till he's 80. And they put him in jail. Please drop that comment below, y'all. Because a lot of y'all be like, y'all still be on that race thing, and I'm not with humanity being separate. There's a oneness. And no, it's not like that. We live this. If you're not black, you may not understand, but we live this every single day. There is a war, and there's a war that has been directed to us since the beginning of these wars manifesting down here on earth from the cosmos. So what I'm saying to you, I can't think of one white guy who was famous and powerful who's ever went down for this. So do you all think these evil people who are spraying us and stuff have never raped anybody? I mean, they've been raping children, Pizzagate, and nobody has done any time. So y'all have to understand that there's a spiritual significance behind what's happening to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was one of the first positive black images on the media. To the malevolent beings, he kind of slipped through the cracks. So we got to bring him down. We can't be letting these people know their own divinity. This is a war. This is a metaphysical war. So I'm saying all that, and there's so much more I want to say, but I got to wait. I got to wait till I get clearance to share these things publicly. I am protected. My family is protected. Make sure your family is protected. How do you protect yourself in a metaphysical war? Use salt, sea salt, Celtic salt, rock salt, Himalayan salt, and just sprinkle it in the corners of your house, across your doors. You just want to begin learning how to be accountable for the protection and we're coming out of. Well, we got a Lord Jesus, and he does all the work, and I don't have to really do much of anything, but just know that as long as he protects me, I'm okay. And we're coming into a time where no, you got to be accountable. You're not a child anymore. You're grown. Your civilization has been here long enough for you to have evolved in your consciousness to know you are responsible for the reality you are creating, and you are responsible for your protection. So people, if you still have an issue with learning different ways of protection outside of Jesus and things like that, our channel may not be able to help you, but we're not going to not give the information to the people who are ready for it. So people, use salt, okay? And you can sweep it up, vacuum it up, and put it down. Hold on, babe, I'm almost finished. You know, you can get it up after a couple of months or a couple of weeks. Just whenever your intuition, you feel like you need to redo it. Okay? I think that's it. I didn't want this to be too long. So y'all, the metaphysical war is manifesting on many different levels. It's happening inside of us. And we're going to get through this. But we have to be cleansed. Our temple has to be cleansed. This is the get your house in order thing that's in the Bible. That's not just your physical house, but your temple. It's not just the temple, but earth, which is our home, our house. And it's realigning things and putting things in order. And in order for order to happen, order comes out of chaos. So we know the world looks chaotic, but it's necessary for us to get to the desired end. And our souls have been calling for this. We're so tired of being enslaved. We've been calling for this. Our ancestors are crying from this, from higher dimensions, from the astral realm. And know that we are getting those answers and breakthroughs right now. Peace, family.